2 titles change hands.
The LWO are back, maybe.
And Jericho is a no-show. Hello, Happy New Year. The Jumper has one more outing as Christmas isn't quite over yet. And welcome to Wrestle MSX. I am, of course, Michael.
And I'm Sally.
And don't forget to subscribe. That's what everybody else says, so I'm jumping on that bandwagon. And it's your fault for not doing it, because if you do it, I haven't got to say it. Anyway, enough about that. Raw kicked off in an odd, or rather, strange way. But after all the nonsense, we opened with the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Rhea Ripley and IYO SKY versus the Kabuki Warriors. Rhea took most of the punishment, double teams and cover attempts to begin with, until a fall-away slam opened the door for her to tag in Sky. Sky came in but also fell to the Warriors, so tagged back out.
Ripley then delivered a razor's edge to Sane, with Sky following up with a missile dropkick and near fall for 2, with Asuka, not the legal woman, then hitting a code breaker on Ripley, and Sane covering for another 2. After another near falls on Ripley and Sky, Sky landed a bullet train to Asuka. Rhea hit her with a riptide, and Sky performed an over-the-moon sault. IYO then dived out at Sane, while Ripley covered Asuka for the 1, 2, 3, and the tag titles changed hands.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy with this.
Me too.
I think Sky and Ripley, especially Ripley, they just bring more to it.
Definitely.
In my opinion. I mean, somebody's obviously going to love Asuka, somebody's going to love Sane, but for me, Ripley is far and above the best of those 4, just as in a presence. So I think she brings more to it. Yeah. So good for them. Backstage, we see Adam Pearce telling Gunther to talk from the heart when he goes out to the ring, but to add in a little respect. Well, he asks for respect, but respect for the man who made John Cena tap out. He's then interrupted by AJ Styles. Didn't see that coming, which I think we've sort of guided towards for the last few weeks. We think that was on the cards. Anyway, every time Styles tries to speak, Gunther shuts him down, with Gunther once again telling us that he made Cena tap out like a little you-know-what, and that he's the greatest wrestler in the company. Not while Shawn Michaels is still employed by the WWE. He then asks Styles what he's going to do about it. Styles slaps Gunther, the pair butt heads, and then AJ leaves the ring. To be continued.
Yeah. Backstage, we see Ivy Nile telling Adam Pearce she's not going to the back of the line, presumably for the women's IC title, when the pair are interrupted by Gunther. He complains to Pearce about Styles, with Styles then appearing. Styles tells Gunther he wants to do this, with Pearce then making the match official for next week.
Didn't mess about with that.
No, they didn't.
Next up, Maxxine Dupri versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lynch, may I add, is dressed like Captain Kirk, which we are told is intentional. If you don't know who he is, I'm sure we'll flash a picture up for you. This felt a little flat for me. The audience just were not invested, and is nothing that we haven't seen before. Dupri got many 2-count covers in and used the ankle lock countless times. She even managed to kick out of a superplex followed up by DDT.
It all came to a head though when Dupri locked in the ankle lock again, but Lynch rolled through, leaving Dupri's shoulders down on the mat. The pair end up near the ropes, so being the good heel she is, Becky grabs them and uses them for leverage. The referee begins his count, doesn't notice Lynch holding the rope, and counts to 3. Becky Lynch has just become the new Intercontinental Champion once again.
I don't know why they keep doing this. I think they're just doing it on purpose to wind people up.
I think it's just winding people up.
I mean,
there are people that really, really like Becky, which is fine. But,
no, it's not fine.
But I didn't mind Dupri having it. I mean,
No,
she's not the greatest, but she's definitely getting better.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
So I didn't mind that at all, or just someone else having it. Like, Becky's had everything.
Yeah, we don't need to keep pushing that one, do we? Anyway, the Usos then cut a promo telling us this is their year, and then throwing down the gauntlet to all other tag teams.
Fair. Stephanie Vaquer.
Have a look at Jay during that promo. Kind of what's going on there.
Stephanie Vaquer then hobbles down to the ring to speak with Jackie Redmond. She thanks the WWE Universe, speaks Spanish, and then tells us this won't stop her as she points to her booted foot. She then goes to leave but is jumped by Raquel Rodriguez. R-Rod targets the ankle and then lands a Tahana bomb before exiting the ring and coming back in with a chair. Adam Pearce then heads out with security and managers to put a stop to things.
We come back from a break and see Vaquer being helped out in the back when she's jumped by Rodriguez again. Again, Pearce comes to Vaquer's aid, telling Raquel to get out, but not before Raquel has done more damage. I'm wondering if Vaquer's going to be written out for a little bit because that injury maybe is worse than we think.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's too long, she might have to relinquish the title, which is never good.
No. We then see Rey Mysterio telling Dragon Lee that he'll be champion again, with Penta then entering shot and telling Rey that anytime he needs him, he'll help, regarding Rey's latest run-in with the Vision.
Lyra Valkyria takes on Liv Morgan next with Bayley and Roxanne Perez, of course, at ringside. A great looking tornado DDT into a Fisherman's Buster and cover for Lyra gets her 2, with Morgan then countering a Nightwing attempt into a Codebreaker and cover for 2. Bayley and Perez then get into it as Perez pulled the ropes down as Lyra was about to use them, causing her to topple to the outside.
Bayley then chases Perez to the back, with Lyra then re-entering the ring, but as she does, Liv hits her with Oblivion, covers and picks up the victory.
Nice. Jackie Redmond then asks CM Punk how he's preparing for Breakker, with Punk saying Breakker's going for a nap, GTS.
So, last match of the night, Bron Breakker versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Breakker, of course, accompanied by Heyman. Punk goes technical to start with Breakker using his power when he can. Back from the break and Breakker is fully in control, tossing Punk around and getting in a rest move on the odd occasion as we do have 30 minutes to kill.
Every time Punk rallies, Breakker's able to shut him down, but then a breakthrough for Punk as Bron missed a Frankensteiner. Breakker went for it, but Punk hooked the rope and stayed where he was. I thought this was a botch, but it wasn't. Punk hooked his leg over the top rope so he wouldn't go through. The crowd were saying that he messed up in no uncertain terms, but he didn't. It was Punk knew what he was doing. Anyway, Breakker crashed to the mat alone. Punk then dropped the elbow and covered for 2. Punk goes high again, but Breakker catches up to him and this time lands the Frankensteiner, but only covers for 2. And you knew this one was going to work because Punk didn't hook his leg.
Yeah. Punk reverses a military press into a DDT and covers for 2, with Punk then running through his moveset, swinging neckbreaker, running knee and elbow drop. Punk signals for the GTS, but Heyman then gets on the apron and distracts the self-proclaimed best in the world. Now, you would have thought he'd have known better, but Punk falls for it and goes for Heyman, with the rest of the Vision then heading out.
Breakker then gets up and pushes Punk into the referee, causing him to tumble out the ring. Theory then lands a stomp, with Breakker then covering, but only for 2. The ref was thrown back into the ring by Reed for those keeping count. Reed then clears the announcer's desk, but stops when he hears Penta's music, with the Vision then looking up to the rampway, but from near the commentary desk.
Penta, of course, didn't come alone, as Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio help out, with Reed suffering a twin super kick into DDT from Rey. The Vision and the new LWO fight off into the crowd, leaving Breakker and Punk to resume. Breakker misses a spear, with Punk landing a GTS and cover, but only for 2. Now looking desperate, Punk hits a power driver, but again, only gets a 2 count.
Punk signals for another GTS, but Breakker counters into an armbar. Punk escapes and locks in the Anaconda Vice. Breakker fights back though, hits a gutbuster and clothesline, and covers for another 2. He then signals for the GTS and lands it, but Punk is immune to his own move and locks Breakker into an STF. Bron reaches the ropes, but Punk pulls him back to the middle of the ring and locks it in again.
Punk disengages as Heyman gets on the apron again, with Punk then taking out the Oracle with a sharp right. Punk then turns into a spear but manages to avoid it, with Breakker going out the ring. Punk dives out at Breakker but gets caught, leaving him senseless. As Punk fumbles around on the outside, Breakker makes his way to the top rope and launches himself at a hapless chick magnet.
Breakker connects, sending him and Punk through the announcer's desk before dragging Punk's carcass back to the ring. Breakker winds up for the spear, but as he launches, Punk brings his knee up and puts a stop to it. Punk then lands another GTS, covers, and gets the 1, 2, 3. Raw, of course, goes off the air with a celebrating CM Punk. I honestly thought, for storyline, Breakker was going to win.
Yeah, that's fair.
Take it all the way to WrestleMania, and then that's when Austin Theory is going to come out and be like, I'm working with Seth. And Seth
We're off,
see,
yeah.
I've already planned what's going to happen. And on Theory and Seth would then come out and disrupt Breakker or whatever. Like Seth against Bron at Mania, but Theory gets involved, turns on Bron, ref don't look, Seth gets the cover, and then he goes off rides off into the sunset with Theory. That was my idea, but obviously Punk's kept it. See, the thing is with Punk, as I said, he's just a placeholder for me. And I said that before. Seth got injured, right, who do we want to put the title on? Right, we'll give it to Punk. So Punk...
I think he would have got there anyway.
So Punk losing... it wouldn't have been like a surprise because he's just a placeholder. For me, he's just a placeholder.
I don't think he is for a lot of people.
That's fine. I know a lot of people like him. I'm not that bothered about him.
I know.
It's just that backstage attitude I'm not keen on.
It's changed. He's a changed man.
No, he's not. You don't change. Leopard don't change its spots. So, he's just a placeholder for me, and that's it. Anyway, if you want to say anything about it, just let me know. So, now for Michael's moment of the night. This could be match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, quirky, different, just something that catches my eye. Obviously, it has to wait until the end, because if I do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So, Michael's moment of the night was all the Stranger Things stuff that was happening. No, I've never seen it. It was Valkyria's tornado, DDT into Fisherman suplex, Buster and cover type move. It was just the flow. It was just
She has got
seamless.
A really good flow,
you don't see many women do things like that. She's done it before. She's got a nice... I like it when they connect one move to another.
Yeah.
You know, then they've got like a bit of a wrestling IQ. Whereas a lot of things, they'll do a move and then they'll disengage.
And then set up for the next thing.
Yeah, or they'll do some strikes. It's not often that you see that flow.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that. I do like Valkyria anyway, but I do prefer Liv. Good for Liv for getting the win.
Yes, definitely.
It's just more entertaining.
If you want to agree or have any thoughts or views that you'd like to share with us, then please feel free to leave them in that comment section down below.
As well as a subscribe. I'm just going to say it all the time now.
Don't forget to go check out our Muses video, because a new one does drop every Wednesday.
And don't forget, we're not on Patreon, so this is all free. No paywalls here. Anyway, Happy New Year. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you Wednesday for a look at this past week in WWE, and Saturday when we take a look at SmackDown.